All right, coaches, in this next section of our S2A video playbook, we're going to take a look at a system of reading RPOs that we refer to as radar. So this is called radar and the RPO. This is the entire conceptual way that we feel like inside surface to air system, you can take a concept that could become very abstract and very difficult to process, something as complicated as the RPO game in the modern game of football, and make it very, very simple and reduce it all to a one-word acronym that allows your quarterback to make very simple and very effective decisions. We were very fortunate this past fall. We had a first-year starting quarterback at the varsity level. As a senior, we had a 2-year all-state quarterback that graduated, had a new guy come in. We taught him radar in the spring, and he turned around and rewarded us in the fall with a 33 touchdown, 6 interception, district runner-up playoff appearance. Broke 3 or 4 school passing records along the way. So this is not something where a kid has to be versed in this from 5th grade on, or else he can't run it sort of thing. It's not one of these overly complicated schemes. It's truly a one-word acronym that really gives you an easy way to go through and figure out how to read these. And what I tell people is it really connects the dots between the play caller and the quarterback in terms of making concrete and sound decisions. If you've not seen these items before, there's a QR code you can scan. You can check out some of the radar content on our Surface to Air System YouTube channel. It'd be great if you'd head over there and like and subscribe to that channel. You can also check out, we published a book on radar, and we also published an hour-long video course. You can get the video course streamed. You can also get the book in digital download or in a physical copy right there. If you are coaching quarterbacks in the fall, and I don't care what fall you're watching this video, I highly, highly recommend you read the radar book and watch the radar course. I think both of those items will really give you a leg up on the competition and really give your quarterback some tools to be successful. Okay, so it then lends itself naturally to, we need to talk about what is radar. Okay, obviously each letter stands for something, and you can see that laid out for you here very succinctly. What I love about radar is it all fits onto one slide. This is not some massively complicated, algorithm trigonometry experiment where you have to go through and remember all kinds of stuff. It's really, really simple. We're going to ask the quarterback to walk up and review the box. So in other words, we're going to ask him to count how many defenders are in the box, tackle to tackle. Okay. I have people all the time. Well, is this kid in the box? He's sort of got 1 foot. Don't do that. Don't play that game. Tell the quarterback, walk up, identify what the box is, and say, now look, how many are in there? Okay, so if it's a 4-2 defense, there's 6 in the box. He then has to know how many does he have. Okay, this can become complicated if you don't say it correctly. He has all the offensive linemen, the ball carrier, and any blockers we're adding, a fullback or tight end, and he gets to count himself if he is reading a defender in the box for a pull read. If he is not reading a defender in the box for a pull read, he does not get to count himself. So if you're in 10P, you have 5 offensive linemen and a tailback, that's 6. If you're running zone read, he's reading the DN, the quarterback counts, that's 7. So if they only have 6 in the box, he has numbers. Okay. If you're running power, you have 5 linemen and a fullback, that's 6. A tailback makes 7. The quarterback's not reading anything. He doesn't count. It's just 7. Okay. So what we tell the quarterback is you are able to run the football anytime you have numbers in the box. An even count in the box, you have 6, the defense has 6, should trigger a pass play. Okay. We should be pulling and getting that ball out of the box, unless you're just playing somebody that's phenomenally bad and you feel like you can hand it off and pretty much do whatever you want. If you're playing a like opponent, you need to know equal numbers in the box does not equal a win for the offense. It is a win for the defense. So the first thing he's going to do, now again, remember, all this is happening. The first 3 letters, R-A-D, are all happening pre-snap. A, the second A, is happening a little bit pre, a little bit post, and then the R is all post. Okay? So he's making all these checks really quickly in 6 or 7 seconds pre-snap. Number 2, he's going to assess the coverage. We want him to know, is he seeing middle of the field open or middle of the field closed? Okay, young quarterbacks, when I teach them this, that's all I want them to know. Is the middle of the field open or is the middle of the field closed? Because later on, I'm going to layer that with, are they playing trap cover 2? Are they playing bail cover for? Are they rotating to close the middle of the field? Are they playing man? I'm going to ask all those things because the quarterback may be asked to change the RPO. Okay, he may be asked to change what we're actually doing and how we're lining up the pieces of our RPO read, of our throw read. The third point is down and distance. Now, for years, we didn't put that in there. Over the last few years, we've changed because we feel like the quarterback has to be forced to be cognizant of what is the down and distance. Okay, you should be making a different decision on 2nd and 2 than you are on 2nd and 8, potentially. Okay, what I mean by that is if it's 2nd and 8, you may need to change the RPO. We're talking about varsity level quarterbacks now. You may need to change the RPO to force an access throw to get us 5 or 6 yards based upon who the opponent is. Okay. A lot of times I don't talk a lot about what the down and distance is because that's a game plan by game plan scenario and situation. And it can obviously morph and change with what you're seeing and who you're playing and that sort of thing. All right. The next point is an access throw. Okay. Do you have a place to throw the football? What I mean by that is, do you have a hitch called to the slot receiver and they have no nickel cover down player? Maybe that guy's snugged into the box. Well, you have access to throw the hitch. Access can, with the right quarterback, short circuit the entire system. I'll give you an example. We've played teams before where we have bubble called to a 2 receiver surface and we're facing a bail corner and a quarter safety and they're blitzing the nickel. Well, it's going to be 2-on-1 on the perimeter immediately. So no matter what the box count is, take the snap, grab the ball, and get it out right now. You have access, throw the ball, pick up 5 or 6 yards, rinse and repeat, and let me call the next play. Okay. So we want him looking for access, both on the front door as well as on the back door. Okay. The front door is the direction we are running the run play towards. So if you're running zone right, the right is the front door, the left is the back door. We want him to check both sides for access. Okay, now he's ready to start his cadence and take the snap. As he starts his cadence, he's going to look around one more time and check for access. Did they roll? Did they morph? Did they move? Did they pressure? Do you now have an easy throw you can take somewhere? If the answer is no, you'll ask for the ball and you'll execute your read. If it's power or counter and there's no one to be read, it's essentially just handing the ball off and carrying out a fake or carrying out a hand fake on a throw. If it's some sort of C-gap read like zone read, you're going to mesh, read that player, and make your decisions accordingly. What this does is it takes, again, an incredibly difficult and abstract idea and reduces it down to an incredibly simple series of concentric movements, simple thoughts, simple patterns, simple reactions. It's what allows our quarterback to execute what looks like a voluminous playbook and a ton of different resources, all while keeping it very, very simple. If you're interested in more of what we do with the surface-to-air system, you can head over to our website, surface-to-air-system.com. That's surface-to-air-system.com. And go to our store and check out the official surface-to-air system playbook. Over 150 pages of color diagrams will provide you all the different options we have. We'll cover some of those in the rest of this video. Over the past 3 years, we've been very, very successful and gone 21-6 in the regular season. During those 3 years, we've already thrown over 75 touchdowns during those 3 years, but we've limited our interceptions to right around 14 to 15 interceptions, 14, 15, 16 interceptions. So as you can see, we're operating way above that 3 to 4 touchdown to interception ratio. And I think that radar is a huge reason why.